Allan's powerlifting journey, sober powerlifting journey. Don't want to forget that. How's everybody doing tonight? Tonight we did a little squat workout. Just going to go live for a little while here. I'm going to have to put more regular videos on here so I can get monetized. I should have been monetized a while ago. Almost 6,000 subscribers, you know. God, I know people that have a couple of thousand that are monetized. It's because they have longer in there with no music, you know. I need to start doing that. The only thing sucks is got to train for a while without music. My channel, whoever's out there, I did squats tonight. Got two people, one person squats tonight. Pretty good workout tonight. I went up to 535 pounds. My best set was 505 for a double. That was my best set where I hit depth on both of them. 535, I didn't quite hit depth. I will next time though. You know, you don't have to hit it every time, man. You just want to get close and get that the CNS ready for heavy weight, you know. Don't be afraid to throw something on there and come an inch high or whatever once in a while if you want to get strong, you know. Hey Bruno, how you doing, buddy? Hi Jax. Welcome, Jax. Welcome to Allan's Sober Powerlifting Journey. I did squats tonight. 415 for a single first set was my warm up. I warmed up all the way from the bar, just the bar, which weighs 55 pounds. It's a 55 pound squat bar, to 145, 235, two sets each of that. 415 for a set of that. Then I went up to 505 for a double, and then 535. That was it. I'm good. I'm done. So that was my squat workout. My best set was 505 for the double. Got the singlet on tonight. I was training with my powerlifting singlet. It's probably best for squats, you know. Best for squats. You can get the feel better on the squats, you know, than a pair of sweats or shorts. You know what I mean? So that was my squat workout. It was pretty good, productive, you know. I did break the APA national record with a 525 pound squat 2 Saturdays ago. So this is my second squat workout back from the competition. Boy, you got... Hello, Twan. Yeah, today was squat day. 502 for 2 was my best set. You don't like what? Well, that's too bad. I love everybody. I've been to Israel. Good people over there. This is not a political channel or a hate channel, buddy. So I'm probably gonna let you go. I don't want to hear any kind of I don't want to hear any racism bullshit or any anti-Semitic stuff. So I'm sorry, bud. You're gone. All right. Hide user on this channel. Goodbye. Yeah. Yeah, why not, man? Why not? As long as someone treats me good, man, I love them, man. Good. That's the best attitude. If they, yeah, I don't put up with that anti-Semitic bullshit. You know what I mean? Or hating Muslims or any of that shit. There's people that are good all around, man. I'm telling you. Hating Muslims, hating Christians, hating Catholics. Everybody, hate sucks, man. Hey, welcome there from Young Allan from Kentucky. All right. The squat suits are very tight and knee bends. Not easy to walk in. Heavy. Good work. I'm already done. Workout's already done. 505 for a double and 535 today. Couple of your lifts, your recent comp. Nice bench. Thank you. I appreciate it. The bench didn't go the best on the last comp. But it's actually, I peaked the week after that. This week with No, I'm not going to do jumping jacks. I just squatted, bud. Do you think I'm going to do jumping jacks right now? After I squatted 500, 505 for a double and 535? Ain't going to, nah, I'm not doing any of that. Nope. I'm done, bud. Hey, Sam. You got to be out of your mind if you think after I did 8 sets of squats that I'm going to do burpees. Not happening, bud. Sorry. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I'm pretty strong. I'm 57 years old. I went up to 535 pounds squat tonight. Yeah, 2 days ago, 350 pounds for 6 on the bench and 315 for 11 were my big sets. And 375 for a triple on the bench. So the bench is coming along pretty good. Deadlift 545. That's going to go up. That's going up, you know. There's a lot of room in there. A lot of room to grow, man. Yeah. I run to the bathroom in the middle of the night, buddy. I don't run. Fuck running, man. Fuck that shit. I'm 57 years old, man. That's why my joints are still good. No, I don't have OnlyFans. Nope, I don't believe in that kind of shit, to be honest with you. Now, I wouldn't say a staunch Christian, but I'm a Christian. I don't believe in that shit. Sorry. But yeah, no, I don't run. Everybody I know that runs has got bad knees. That's my age. And I don't do any of that high impact stuff. I do have a trampoline that I use over here that's low impact. Yeah, it's low impact. No, I don't believe in any of that shit, man. I work for a living, man. I work. I don't have any of that shit. Yeah, if I had one, I would use a Stairmaster. There's nothing wrong with a Stairmaster. Yep. If I had one. Maybe I'll get one in the future. I'm gonna block you, Twan. You're acting dumb. This is a sober channel, a sober not Christian. So it's a sober powerlifting channel. So I don't have time for that. Goodbye. See you later. Will you tell me about powerlifting equipment? I don't wetsuits. I don't have a wetsuit. Or you might mean squat suit. No, I don't. I don't do any equipped lifting. I'll wear this singlet right here, which is nothing. That's all it is. A singlet, and I use wraps. I have some over here. These wraps over here. I don't use these. These are too. Damn it! Sorry, it fell. I have these wraps. These are too big, man. I bought these, but I've only used them a couple of times. I have smaller ones that are over there that I like better. The secret is don't go too heavy. Get the form down. You know, there's really no secret. You got to be. You have to be consistent, and you don't want to overtrain. You don't want to overtrain either. Too much. I only squat once every 5 days, once every 6 days. Deadlift once every 7 or 8 days. Don't overdo the deadlifting. Bench twice a week, sometimes once a week. You know, you don't have to overdo it. As long as you get some good workout in, nice heavy workout in for powerlifting, in once a week, once every 7 days, you're fine. You'll get stronger. You know, make sure you're eating enough protein. That's very important. Getting enough rest. You know, I don't quite get 8 hours a night, so I take a nap when I get home from work. I try to most times, you know. Equipment, belt. I only use a belt most of the time just to squat. That's it. What do they call it? They call it Valsalva something maneuver. That's when you got the bar on your back, Valsalva something maneuver or something like that. I'll have to really study up on it again. I got my certificate as a powerlifting instructor. I forget a lot of it though. Valsalva maneuver. That's in here. You take in the air. Do you want to take in the air? put the, get the bar on your back on the squat. Make sure it's settled. Taking a big deep breath and then squat down. And on a 1 rep, you can hold your breath till you put it up. Let it out as you're going up too. But if you want to do, the best way I find is taking that big deep breath of air on the way down, and then on the way up, let it out slowly, and then if you're doing a second rep, take in another deep breath, and you brace your core against the belt. Now the same thing will work for the deadlift, but I don't usually I never use a belt on the deadlift. That's just personal preference. Most people do use a belt. It's not really going to protect you from injury, but you can do the same thing, the Valsalva maneuver or whatever you call it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It's a very important thing to learn in powerlifting. You do the same thing on the bench, man. You get your lift off, or if you're by yourself on racket, hold it there for a second, get in position. You want to look behind the bar as you got it like this on the bench, behind the bar. Pick one spot on the ceiling to stare at, and then as taking a big deep breath, raise that chest up, man, and bring it just below the nipple line, and then drive it up with everything you got. Yeah, you don't want to. I have a problem with going on the negative, going too slow sometimes. That's something I've been working on. You don't want to go too slow on the negative. You don't want to waste too much energy. Some people can do the dive bomb and then pause it. I can't do that. I gotta, especially with something over 300 pounds, 315 and more. My best with 315 was at 56 years old last year. I did it for 13 reps. That was at 56 years old. I did it for 11 on Monday. At the end of I never do it first though. I don't know how many I could do it if I was completely fresh, completely fresh. What other things for powerlifting can I think of? The deadlift and the squat are, you want to think of driving your feet through the floor also, instead of just lifting it. Pretend like you're going to drive your feet right through the floor, the back of your heels. You want the back of your heels. It took me a long time to learn all this stuff. I'm still not perfect on the deadlift, definitely. I may never get there, but I'm making improvements. I've done 600 pounds when I was 54 years old in competition. I'm trying to get there again. I think I'm close. I'm in the high 500s right now on the deadlift. Also, another thing is, if you're partying out there, you're probably going to get nowhere if you're a party guy, partying and drinking heavy on the weekend and all that. You may not get anywhere. You may, but most of the time you're not going to get anywhere. I got sober January 11th of 2015. I was, how old was I? I was 46 years old. I turned 47 in prison. I was in Graham Reception Center. Yeah, in Illinois, Graham Reception Center in Illinois. That's when I turned, that was my 47th birthday. I was stuck in Graham Reception Center for over a month. You only got to go out of your cell, like if they called you for like an appointment, medical or whatever. But rec time maybe twice a week, and you got to take a shower twice a week. Got out of your cell in Graham. Then that's where they classify you. They want to see if you have any gang affiliation or any of that. And they'll find out too if you do. They find out easy enough. And I got classified. I ended up getting classified. This really cool guy that was a head of security from Taylorville Correction came and interviewed me. And I've been a world traveler, so I was talking to him about all my trips to Europe when I was a deckhand, about all the countries I've been to. I've been to Russia, Sweden. He was really interested in that, and we got talking, and I ended up going to Taylorville Correction for about 8 months till I got out finally. Um, it was a minimum security, the most minimum in Illinois. I was grateful to go there, believe me, man. Very grateful to go to a minimum security. I learned my lesson. That's when I quit drinking, you know. I found out when I drink, I end up doing drugs also. And I end up getting in trouble. I break out in handcuffs, as they say. Look at the people. They drop off whenever I talk about sobriety. They drop off the map on here. Oh, well, it is a sober channel, sober powerlifting, you know. I used to have a channel called Sober Powerlifting. But yeah, Taylorville Correction was a trip. I ended up getting into a program called CDC. I'm remembering this stuff. I'm surprised. What is he huffing? You know how many times I get that damn question about the damn smelling salts? It gets old. You know, sometimes I just tell him I'm huffing gasoline or something, you know. Fuck it. I should be nicer. Should be nicer. Yeah, it gets kind of old though when you get gas. I see. I have a Mike Birch video on here that has coming up on 2.5 million views. This Mike Birch. I was the referee. I'm also a powerlifting referee, and his channel. I think he's got like 30,000 subscribers, and he doesn't even have control of his channel. Mike Birch. He's the old powerlifter, 75 years old. The last competition that I was reffing in was when was that anyways? 3 months ago maybe, and he did 510-pound deadlift at 75 years old at 180 pounds. Can you imagine how strong that guy? 75 years old, a 510-pound deadlift at 180 pounds. You know, baffling how strong this guy is for his age. But yeah, anyways, I have the video of him doing 515. It was a year before that. It's got 2 million, maybe 300,000 views on it. On that video. Yeah, I'm a ref. I like doing referee stuff too. It's fun, you know. I've been the head referee. The last one I was a head referee for the whole thing. Enjoy that. But anyways, getting back to Taylorville, that's when I started training. I turned 47 years old in Graham Correction, and I ended up going a month later to Taylorville, the minimum security, and I got into this program called CDC, which is a drug, alcohol, and behavioral program. Pretty good program, you know. And my job in prison for the I don't know, how long was I in there for? I'm trying to think. I got in there in May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 7 months I was in there for. I became inspiration coordinator. That was my job in prison, inspiration coordinator. I'd look up something in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, the NA big book, or the Bible. I put a quote, usually not the Bible, they tried to keep religion out of it. But I would put a quote on the board, and I'd have people talk. I'd have people respond to it. You know, I'd actually one job in there I was at first was a reader. You read it. You read the quote on the board. The inspiration coordinator sits out in front, and he asked people to what's the word I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the word. They want to respond to it like give what it means to them. You know what I mean? What it means to them. Like what was one of them? Like trying not to. How our lives became unmanageable. Why we were powerless over alcohol, and you know, that's the first step. Why the second step came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. It's either the second or third step. It's been a little while, you know. But anyways, the program worked for me, and then I also go into AA meetings when I got out, you know, and it really worked for me, man. I changed my whole attitude, man. I got tired of being locked up, and I got tired of being poor, and tired of all the bad things that were happening in my life that I caused, you know. But that's when I first started training. I started lifting in there. I was 47. years old. All the weights were welded together. Oh, wow. Look at all these comments. I didn't even see all this. No, I can't. Yeah. Hulk Hogan, tights, Dorian Yates. Yeah, very good. Hi, Allan. Do you? Oh, I don't know. Stupid deaths history. Any tips on getting 120 kilogram bench? Eat enough protein, rest, work and hit your triceps hard and shoulders, but triceps when it comes to the bench. Oh, why was I in prison? Okay, I didn't see these comments. I apologize for not answering. That's why I wasn't replying. I was in prison for, I got caught with with possession of methamphetamine for under 5 grams. This is not a gay channel. No, I'm just kidding. I have a nice fiance that I love at home. That's right over here. We don't talk about racism on this channel. This is power. If you want to talk about powerlifting or sobriety, or if you're having a problem, that's what we talk about. Any of that other shit is bullshit, you know? If that's what you're worried about, have a nice life, because you're going to have a fucked up life worrying about that shit. But that's what I got arrested for, under 5 grams of methamphetamine. It was a pipe that was in my ceiling tile in a town called Only, Illinois. Up in the ceiling tiles, it was a burnt out pipe. I forgot to take it down out of there. And thank God I didn't take it down out of there, because I wouldn't be sober and sitting here today talking to you if I didn't get arrested. I still can't believe this person asking what my favorite race is. What the fuck kind of question is that, you know? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You fucked in the head or something? Jesus Crow, man. God, man. What a fucked up world we live in, you know? So that's what I got arrested for. I got put on first offender's probation. See, I guess I got to scroll up. And I absconded on that. I was still drinking. I started drinking real heavy once. I never did meth again. I ended up doing like 5 or 6 months in jail, like a county jail for that one. Went to rehab and everything. It obviously didn't work at the time. I wasn't done yet. You got to be done. It's got to be completely done. And the concept that you can use or drink successfully has to be completely smashed. If there's even a little inkling in your mind that you can do it successfully, you're not done yet. You'll end up going. Some people are never done. They end up going right to the grave. Most people do. Most people take their addiction right to the grave. Yo, thank you, Muffin. Yeah, I'm not a bad guy, you know. Not a bad guy sometimes. I'm not perfect, that's for sure. Yeah, like I said, most people take their addiction right to the grave. They become powers of example in the cemetery. Because believe me, several of the people that I was in CDC in prison, they're gone today. They're dead. Possession of under 5 grams of meth. That's why I was in prison. Yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah, I am feeling pretty strong. You're feeling strong also. That's good, man. Got to stay strong in this world. Don't let any of the haters get you down either. And anybody out there. There's a lot of them out there. One guy comes on my YouTube channel after he's deadlifted 545. Some soft guy. His channel has something to do with the stock market. He says, you better not do that again because you're going to end up in a wheelchair. You want to leave the past behind somewhat. You don't want to dwell on the past, but you want to spread your, but you don't want to close the door completely on your past, because if you do, if I forget that last drink I had under the guise of the West Frankfort police, they let me have 2 more shots just over 10 years ago. I got to remember how I felt. I had nowhere to go, you know, and I had warrants in 2 different counties. I also, yeah, I had the warrant for the absconding on probation, but I also had a misdemeanor warrant for writing a bad check at a gas station. I was getting in trouble everywhere, man. That's why I quit drinking. But yeah, it's getting late. I got to eat dinner here soon. It's been fun, you know. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to forget it, that's for sure. Don't want to forget how we felt. Depending on what your, I'm just looking on the yard here. It depends what your demon is. Everybody can have a different, you can have different demons, you know. Different demons, man, for different people. Yeah, you don't want to forget that past completely. You don't want to dwell on it, is what I'm saying. You don't want to dwell on the past and beat yourself up for it. I know that's hard to do. It's going to happen. You're going to do it anyways. Well, I do it anyways. I try to. You know what? I gotta start keep. I gotta keep with the I, and not, because not everybody's thinks like me. You know. But most people, we're mostly the same though in a lot of aspects. But I need to start. What I'm trying to say is I need to use more I statements for myself. You know. Hey, what's up there, buddy? I remember your channel. Yep, I do. 22. Kurt, yeah, I sure do remember you. Absolutely. How are you doing, buddy? I did squats tonight up to 535. Mark. That's choice. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, all right, man. Good. Good to see everybody out tonight. Yeah. 535 was my top squat tonight. A little bit high, I thought. 505 for a double was perfect. Perfect, you know. Yeah, I was just talking about sobriety and about how you don't want to dwell on your past. You don't want to beat yourself up, man. Don't beat yourself up. The past is over with, you know, but you don't want to forget it completely so you don't make the same mistakes again. And if you quit drinking or drugging or whatever, and you have that craving, which will come up, you know, I still get them once in a while. You just got to think that drink and drug through and think where it brought you, you know. It brought me to some pretty bad places, you know what I'm saying? Very bad places. Brought me to homeless shelters. It brought me to being homeless. The drink and drug brought me to insane asylums several times, rehabs, halfway houses, some really bad neighborhoods, you know. Stepkids. I have stepkids. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay now. I've been sober for over a decade. Yep. Yeah, you know, smoking, I quit. It's been 9 years for me. Yeah, it was not easy. What I did is I quit the smoking, but I was smoking, and I was so hooked on nicotine that even when I worked out, I had a can of Copenhagen. Yeah, I had a can of Copenhagen. I would chew I'd put a dip in the gym, man. I ended up quitting that. I think it's been over 7 years I've been totally nicotine free. But yeah, I smoked like a fiend, man, when I got out of prison, especially for that year. And before, boy, I was smoking them damn roll your owns, you know, the cheap ass pipe tobacco. Boy, that was a rough go of it, man. I'll tell you, a rough go. I shouldn't be standing here and sitting here talking to you right now. It's a blessing, you know. God spared me. That's all you know. God really spared. One time, right? This is about. I used to use pot, smoking. I stayed high for a week, and then I did My early 20s. Good thing that I don't find smoking it. That's great, man. Yeah, it's nothing. There's nothing great about it. God is gracious. That's right. God is good, man. He spared me. Uh, I remember one time I was one of my little hustles. I stole a checkbook and I was writing these bad checks. Some of them for like $7,000, man. And I bought a couple of $100 worth of crack, man. I thought I was gonna die of an overdose. I actually called my girlfriend at the time, laying on the floor, saying, "This might be the last you hear from me, honey. I think I'm gonna die of an overdose." No, I'm completely sober. I don't do any mind-altering chemicals at all. Coffee, that's it. I like my coffee in the morning. Hey, welcome, Tucker. Welcome. Yeah, I enjoy my coffee in the morning. That's about it. Little pre-workout before I work out. That's about it. Yeah. Well, everybody have a great night. It's a blessing that we're all here talking. And you guys are some really good people there. I'm blessed to be talking to you tonight. Definitely better. Yep. But everybody. Have a blessed night. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go eat. Yeah. Well, I'll be on tomorrow probably. I'll do a live stream. I don't think I'm working out tomorrow. I'm in between things. You have a good one, Truck. 22. Kurt.